And now, video. Videography is the process and art of capturing moving images. First things first, always shoot in landscape mode. Obviously, it all depends on what you're making and what it's for, but when uploading a video to YouTube or any streaming service, you'll want to shoot in landscape to avoid those dreaded black bars. However, shoot vertical if making something for Instagram. You'll want to keep your camera as still as possible. Try having a steady hand when holding it, and especially if you're moving. A shaky shot can take someone out of the moment, unless of course there is intention behind it. For example, a shaky camera can amplify an action scene. Tripods are always helpful, but if not, find creative ways to keep your camera still, like on a pop socket, leaning against something, or even have it on a car mount, attached to something else, or a selfie stick. When it comes to angles, you have complete creative license to do what you think is best. Keep in mind they can communicate different things. A low angle can make someone appear heroic or powerful, whereas a high angle can make someone appear small. Generally, you want to keep your subject at eye level. It is also recommended to download a manual camera app. There are many out there such as ProMovie or Filmic Pro. This will allow you to better tailor your image and teach you about how different settings affect your image. The settings that you can manually control are ISO, white balance, focus, exposure, and shutter speed. The focus ring is helpful so you'll be able to specifically highlight your subject in a shot or pull off a rack focus, which is when you change the focus during a shot. ISO is your camera's sensitivity to light. The higher your ISO, the brighter your image will be, which is why high ISO is used when shooting at night. But that also means the image will be grainier, so a low ISO is always ideal as it makes for a sharper image. Shutter speed is the length of time the digital sensor is exposed to light. A low shutter speed will make moving subjects appear blurry, whereas a high shutter speed will keep them sharper. Also, the higher the shutter speed, the darker an image. Exposure is the amount of light allowed to hit the image sensor of your camera. This is controlled by the aperture, which is the opening in your lens through which light travels through. The higher the exposure, the larger the opening is, and the more light you'll be bringing into the camera, which is ideal in low light situations and if you want to have someone in focus while keeping the background blurry. White balance is essentially your camera's color balance. If you want your image to look as it does to your eye, you'll want to change it to between 5000 to 5600 for daylight and around 3200 for indoor lighting. Most of these apps have nifty options to make it easy for you. Now, remember, it is important to be creative and make the image you want to make. Play around with your settings and different types of angles. It doesn't have to look realistic, it just has to fit the look you're going for. Different colors and angles evoke different moods. Intention is everything.